Today on Untold Fed Stories, I'm your host, Beloved. And no other than I got one of my greatest friends, one of my good comrades from out of West Philly.
Uda, ABNW Uda, man, West Philly's finest, man.
Well, that's what's up. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. I know it took a long time for you to get here, man. We've been talking about this for months, man. Not even for months, for years. Spending the yard, man. I always tell you, man, Uda, I got something special coming up, man. I need you aboard, man. I'm glad to have you here today, man. So tell the people, where you originally from in West Philly? What part of West Philly you originally from?
I'm from West Philly, 53rd Street, 53rd and Master, Carroll Park area. I grew up there my whole life, man.
Right.
Philadelphia. But you know, I'm Philly, the whole Philly, man. North, South, I fuck with the whole Philly.
Right. Because I know I recollect back in when we was doing our bid, you know, Beanie Siegel and all of them was real great friends of yours, and I know they used to speak highly of you when I was a school kid before I met you. They used to speak highly about you and whatnot. So I want to know, like, what was it like growing up in West Philly? Because a lot of people don't get to really hear about West Philly unless it's in the music. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot of theories, like, you know, West Philly, South Philly, North Philly. But I want to know, like, what's up with West Philly? Like, when you was out there getting that money to that bag, I'm talking about that bag, because obviously you was getting it, my nigga, because you came home and just went crazy with it with the companies and all that. So, what was it like growing up in West Philly?
Man, West Philly, man, we fly in West Philly, man. We thorough, man. We got a bunch of little, we like to say we got some of the prettiest girls out West Philly, man.
Right.
We enjoy West Philly, man. It's we not on no nut stuff out there.
Right.
It's a lot of paper out there, man. When I was young, growing up and everything, I grew up in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was born into it. My folks was in the streets. My pop was in the streets. My mom was in the streets. So it was like inevitable for me to be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped off the porch early. Teenagers, 13 years old.
So it was already in your system then?
It was in my system. It was...
Right.
People was telling me, man, that this is going to be you. Like, this your neighborhood. I'm 9 years old. I don't even know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? But... You know, it's a good and a bad thing, but this is the things that, you know, came with being from, you know, born from my folks.
So what's the segregation between, like, West, South, North, like, with Philly? What's the difference?
Well, you know, ultimately, we all good, for real. It's a segregation. West Philly, we out, it's North, South, even West, like any town. It's different, it's broken up and all that.
So it's pretty much like Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, East New York, Crown Heights. So it's similar like that, right?
Right.
So let me ask you a question. When you was in the game, what was the top choice out there when you was getting money? When you was out there, when you was doing what you was doing?
Top choice, what?
As far as like hustle wise, what was like one of the main hustles out there in West Philly?
Oh, it was a lot of crack, weed, pills, everything. It was always the same. Syrup, whatever it was out there. Mine's was, you know, I sold that coke.
Right. That's what's up. But let me ask you a question. Being that, you know, when you was getting the money, how was it when you used to hear about the feds and your old heads used to tell you, like, young boy, listen, this ain't the wave, this ain't what it's supposed to do, this ain't the route to go. Like, what was your aspect on it when they used to try to tell you stay in a different lane because this lane over here is totally different?
I understand. We ain't think about the feds. It was no feds to us. Like, we ain't in. I felt like I couldn't get caught up in the feds.
Right.
Like, it was all the states and all that, the state case and everything, and we just knew that the feds was never gonna come, whatever the case may be. Like, we ain't in. We was like just burning the city up. They couldn't fuck with us, the regular police, anyway.
So when you did get snatched up with the feds, what was your thoughts?
When I got snatched up in the feds, I felt like, how? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we ain't even, like, it was like impossible. To be honest, I actually got booked for something else that completely different from hustling. Like, the feds actually came to the city and was doing a reverse sting operation. They was lining people up all across the country.
Right.
When they come in, they came lining everybody up across the country. They come straight to Philly. They send a CI at us, and I mean, set us up for trying to rob drug dealers and this and that.
Right, so pretty much Hobbs Acts. Ghost stings.
You know what I'm saying? So
saying.
They came to the hood, to the niggas that they know who was doing everything in the hood, so that's who they targeted.
So pretty much it was like an entrapment.
It was definitely entrapment. They had a CI, somebody who got caught up in the feds.
Right.
What they did was they brought him into the hood.
Right.
So he got caught up and he trying to get himself out of his situation. He's a rat. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Long story short, he like, I can help y'all you know, he got on payroll.
Right.
So what he did was he came through, hollered at a bunch of different people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, well, I can get this guy to do it.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. So he went and targeted, you know, some of the viciousest niggas in the neighborhood. And he said, listen, I got a drug lord, this and that. He got all these bricks, he got all this coke, he got all this money. You know what I mean? So niggas was like, man, we ain't on that. We ain't on that. We hustling, we ain't on that. But every time he kept coming back, it was more money, more drugs, more shit. Like then next year at that point, niggas like, man, fuck it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
So they never thought about the aspect, what's the repercussions behind it.
No.
Everybody just looked at the glory of him bringing X, Y, and Z into your city. So now being that he flooded your face with the gold, with the money, the drugs, and this and that. So it blinds you on the fact like your homie is really a fucking CI. But being that he had the money, nobody ain't thinking about it. Everybody just chasing the bag.
His folks was somebody. You feel what I'm saying? So he got booked up a couple times, but nobody understand that he started working with the police.
So pretty much his family had a strong resume, whereas nobody did a background check.
Right, on him. Like everybody was like, no, that's such son, whatever the case may be, he's good. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a violent person to come through and start lining people the fuck up. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So when he came through with the situation, he just was lining up audio, video, cameras on his chain, cameras on his head. Coming through. So what was your initially charge on this fat bit right here? So what was your charge? What they gave you, the conspiracy? My charge was attempt to distribute 5 or more bricks. Right. Attempted Hobbs Act. You understand what I'm saying? And attempt to distribute 5 more bricks. It was Hobbs Act robbery and distribute the drugs that we were supposed to take from them. Right. All right. So what was the outcome on it? Like how much time that the attempt to 5 or more hold a mandatory of 10. Right. 10 years. Right. You know what I mean? Mind you, all this is lined up by the feds, ATF. Right. It's all fake, but they still hitting you with these charges. Right. Which is terrible. You understand what I'm saying? Which you can't even, somebody come to you talking about, I got a lick for you, better possibly feel like, you probably setting me up with the feds. Right. Because I know now that I went through there, and me talking to my lawyer, he was like, yo, listen, man, when people do that to you, it's really entrapment, but on the same side, it's like you not reporting that in to authorities. What so that's why is the thought of it. Right. The thought of that you was going to do this type shit is what they use to convict you on. Certain states they hit the whole country with it. Chicago, it was the only place that threw that shit out. Threw them out. They said, man, this is an entrapment. That's a fact. Let everybody go. I think like 87 cases, if I'm not mistaken. 87 more, right? The whole Chicago threw it out. California, Philly, Jersey, you name it. Where they was lining people up, there's still some good men in there right now. Right. That went to trial and all that. You know what I mean? Well, my situation was like this. Due to my priors and everything, they was going to give me 25 years. Right. If I get found guilty. Right. You know what I'm saying? If I go to trial and get found guilty. So they was like, you going to do the 25 years? And I had to fight them all the way through. Old head told me straight up, man, you go across the street, talk to the people, you're a rat. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it was only 2 options. I wasn't cooperating. Right. So what happened was, I said, fuck it. If y'all ain't gonna give me this, I was gonna take 15. Right. I said, if y'all ain't gonna give me this 15 or whatever, y'all trying to do this, I'm going to trial. Fuck it. 15, 25, that shit the same. You know what I'm saying? Which is not, but that's what you would do. Right. Long story short, go to the pre-trial, get all the way close up to the date of when I'm about to go to trial. They hit me with a deal, man. 10 years, mandatory minimum. Take this 10. All right. So being that when you copped out to the 10, like what was your experience like when you went to your spot? Like what spots you went to first of all? First spot I went to was FCI McKean. McKean. Then from McKean, you went to. I went from McKean. I was there for 2 years. Then I went from McKean. I came from there. I went to Fort Dix. Fort Dix. That's where you was with my good brother B. Arnold. That's like what? Like a lot of people don't know. Fort Dix is a what? It's a low. It's a low custody. I went from a medium custody McKean to a lower custody because my points dropped. You know what I'm saying? From programming and doing the right thing, stay on the radar, not getting write-ups and everything. Right. You know what I mean? In due time, your points, your custody level will drop. They'll transfer you to a low from the lower that's closer to you. Then to a camp, right? That's well, if you can go, so I couldn't go to a camp no matter what.
Right. So let me ask you a question. So being that you went to these 2 spots, what was your experience like? Like, what was some of the craziest shit you seen or craziest shit that you heard? Like, what was it like for you to go be in the feds and this is your first rodeo in the feds?
See, the feds was so different because the cars, you had to be with people from your city or your state. And it was crazy to me that you had to, because in the States, man, you gonna mess with your homies, your brothers, your cousins, whoever you know that you cool from your hood and whatever, but you gotta deal with the whole car.
Right.
So we had to go in there, we dealing with each other. We when we had to rock with each other. So if one person get into some nonsense, you gotta go no matter what.
It's your whole car.
It's your whole car. You gotta be there, or you gonna have to get you a loaner, or you getting the fuck up off the compound.
Right.
So I seen a lot of crazy stuff in there, man. A lot of people doing stuff like, I seen a lot of different cars crashing.
Like, give me one scenario like that you seen, like, wow, this is crazy shit right now. Whereas the compound was shut down, not for weeks, but I'm talking about for months.
The thing that I seen was the craziest thing I seen is when the race rides. You know what I'm saying? Race rides, when forget your city, your state, or your car.
There's no more of that.
It's black versus white or black versus Mexican, and we all gotta link.
Everybody gotta go.
Everybody gotta go.
Whoever don't go, they out of there.
They out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the race rides was crazy.
Right.
Standoff on the yard, half and half. You feel what I'm saying? What's going on here? You know what I mean? So
that's what it do.
Yeah, I used to see stuff like that, man. I used to see people get, Mexican cars just stabbing each other because they claim one gang name with this gang. You know what I'm saying? Next thing they figure it out, like, yo, you was claiming this right on the yard in front of you, and this is regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get chased down with knives.
Because I know when I was with y'all in Allenwood, y'all was serious about paperwork, and a lot of people don't know you are Muslim. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know, they thinking, oh, because you Muslim, that still give you a pass. No, you Muslim by faith. You understand what I'm saying? By knowledge. So a lot of dudes don't be known when they come through from certain cars, they say y'all Muslim, that don't mean, oh yeah, you get a pass not to have that paperwork. No, you still gotta have the paperwork dealing with real right men like yourself, Wuda.
Ultimately, when you Muslim, like I'm from Philly, you feel what I'm saying? Right. So you got the Philly car, you got the Muslim car, and majority of people from Philly is Muslim.
That's a fact. So like, people think that you become Muslim before protection, or you become Muslim for this. No, you go to Muslim and you can still be in your Philly car that you want paperwork. You ain't playing them games. Under Islam, you can't really, it's Islam. You can't judge a person for some telling on somebody or something like that. It's not for you to judge.
Ultimately, Islam is the right thing. Right, wrong is wrong, however that goes. Right. But ultimately, when you with the car, you with Philly, we on paperwork. We ain't going for that. You can't hang with us. You can't sit with us. We don't want to go for that. We don't want to do nothing to you. You know what I mean?
Stay over there with it.
But go over there with that, and you do that over there, and we over here.
Right.
And that's just how it work. And that's how we move. We wanted paperwork.
Cause I know when you was running around in Allenwood, my nigga, like the whole compound of you. Like you and my man Sai used to go to war. When I say used to go to war on the basketball court, you Farrar, and I'm like, yo, you like you in the top 10 when it came to the ball in Allenwood. I was just telling you, I put my money on my man. I know he gonna bust your ass. And the whole compound to come outside, even the police, they like, fuck that shit. We going over here. The boys is out. You, L, Messiah, Farrar, y'all just get on the court and let it go crazy. And it was diverse. It wasn't like it was just a Philly card, New York card. No, you, Farrar, you, Messiah, y'all all might be on the team together. It was always mixed up because a lot of people don't know that when you dealing with good men in the feds, ain't no motherfucking blindness. Dudes don't understand this shit. I be trying to tell the young boys, yo, homie, listen, it ain't about no cars. It's about men when you go in there. As long as your paperwork is right and you dealing with the right comrades in it, your bed gonna go as smooth as possible to get you home.
One thing I learned in there, right, I was in a hole when I got kicked out of Fort Dix.
Right.
Because I was in Fort Dix, we was trying to get this, I was rapping and all this. We got caught with a cell phone, making videos, all this crazy.
Right.
Long story short, when I got kicked out of Fort Dix in Philly, we on like, yo, we don't like Dickie and we don't like Joe. Like, you Joe, you Dickie, and you doing too much. We on that tip. So I was on that tip. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I even see my mans in them. He cutting in the people. He coming. I'm like, bro, man, if it ain't organic, a nigga ain't coming to me, I ain't. But the thing that he told me was, the Jew that he gave me was like, yo, you crazy, man. We in a international place, man, network.
Right.
Get with good people. This is how I'm getting with you.
Right.
So when I left there with a newfound knowledge that I'm going to network with all these good brothers all over the country.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Good men, stand up men.
Right.
No rats and nothing like that, but good men. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why. And then you come across why I'm with you doing this on Untold Fed Stories. Why I know people all over the country. Why I go to DC. I go to Puerto Rico right now and call somebody and say I'm in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they love you, Wooder. Like the whole compound. Like I told Asai and all them Blizz and all. I said, yo, guess who coming to New York? They said who? I said Woo. They like, yo, God said, yo, love, yo, let me know when he touch. I said, yo, y'all gotta be here, man. I'm trying to line all the good brothers up. And like I tell dudes, I'm known all over the world, international dude, and I only deal with good men. And I always say that. I used to always tell Sai, I'm like, yo, Sai, you're one of the good ones out there, car. Don't get me wrong. There's a few other brothers that I dealt with in your car, but you the main one that stood out from all of them because you's always seeking the knowledge.
Right.
Because you already know what your city's like. So now it's like, yo, hold on, let me pick beloved brain and see what's going on in New York. Because it seems like all these New York dudes I'm meeting in here, they cool and all that, but hold on. This is where it's at. Because remember, we used to have this conversation about the music, about the clubs, about everything that you used to want to pick my brain and I used to give it to you.
Yeah.
Now that you here, like, these the ones that taught me the game. My cousin Shalita, my cousin Timbo King, Smoother Hustler, MOP, all these taught me the game. So now me going into the feds, meeting brothers like you, Beanie Siegel that was with me in School Kill, Block, Beans and all of them. These are great men. And like I tell a lot of people, I say, yo, my thing is the young generation and even the older generation, but it's mainly the young generation. Like they get it misconstrued about how this feds, they run around with this drill music and they're thinking that that's the way. It's not the way, Wooder.
It's not the way.
It's not, because now these crackers, they ain't playing. They dogging you.
Right now for violent crimes, they tearing you up. Like they letting everything go off, but this violent shit. And I try to tell them, my youngins, I got teenage nephews and all the guys, and they into it. They into it hard. They love this drill shit. They want to beef. They want to be online showing the pistols and doing all that shit.
Right.
Automatically. I used to tell them, like, bro, you run around with straps. I seen with straps. I told one of my nephews, I said, bro, I used to get caught with that joint before I even got in trouble. Before I even did anything.
Right.
I said, you running around with it for no reason. Don't get caught with it.
Right.
Now they getting caught with it left and right as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just twisted. It's not where it's at, man. People don't want to have to do the time that we done.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I knocked my whole 20s off in the feds, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it all gone, just like this. You know what I mean? Sons was 2 and 4. Right. I come home, they 10 and 12.
So I came home, they 17, 18. I left when they was 9.
I'm telling you, man.
So now that's what I be trying to tell my young boys. Yo, listen, it's a totally different way to get some money. You ain't got to throw a felony or throw a misdemeanor to get some money. It's legitimate ways. You just got to put your brain to it and do the research and stay focused on it. You understand what I'm saying? So now, like I tell my young boys yesterday, I said, nah, I got my Philly dudes coming out and I got my mans in them from upstate coming out. Like, y'all tune in, like, cause this life is real. Like, this shit can happen any given Sunday without Al Pacino, my nigga. They could take you away, kidnap you. Cause when I got I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, listen, this ain't Central Bookings. The fuck is this? I'm going in the tunnel. The fucking car is making a turn, but I'm going down in the motherfucking ground. Like the ground, like I'm Harriet Tubman and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Dark room, no fucking what you call that? No windows, no nothing. All I know, they put me in a little room with a pad of paper, come out with a little motherfucking a recorder.
They trying to see what you trying to say.
They like, what's up? Like, what you trying to do? I'm like, what you mean? Where my lawyer at? That's the first thing. Where my lawyer at? What I'm doing here? What happened? Yo, you don't know what? Nah, I don't know what happened. All right, send me back. So now, like, we here today, I want you to give your input as far as like what knowledge you can give to this youth now that's running around here that's doing things they ain't supposed to be doing. Like, the people want to hear, like, yo, give it to them, like, on some real shit, my nigga.
Man, like, I tell them every time, man, there's so many ways to get this paper, man. Like, I mean, we already 100, 200 years back. Like, everybody be like, oh, I'm doing credit, I'm doing real estate, they been doing it. Now they on crypto. Now they on NFTs. They on so much different shit that the youth can catch on now. You feel what I'm saying? They can get on now. And I still talk to people with credit, tour up, all types of shit. I'll be like, yo, we a million years late. They off that. But the kids right now, y'all could catch right up with them and learn everything that they got to offer right now. So all the street shit, all that, if you want to do music, use it as a platform like everybody else to get you to the next level, man.
Right.
All this drill shit, all this even hustling and all that extra stuff. It ain't on it no more because you get knocked out the box. I chased it so bad. I was chasing. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get this money. I got this money. Whole time I did one move that knocked me off 10 years and I had to come back and start 10 years later. Then you sit back and be like, damn, if I'd have sat down for these 10 years and just grind from the bottom, I'd have still been a rich nigga.
Makes a lot of sense.
Instead, motherfuckers want the fast, they want that, they want to do this, and it ain't even that, because they don't even want money these days. They don't even like girls these days. They just want drill and talk about drilling and talk about guns and shit. So what I do is, man, I try to get them in their headlock, man. I try to tell them what needs to be done. With my entertainment company, All Bosses, No Workers,
right.
I want to put them on the brand. I want to show them that it's so much different things. Y'all want to get money with this music? You can. Y'all want to get money with this merchandise? You can. You can do all this type shit. That's why I opened up the water rights truck. AB&W Wood Ice. I put them on the water rights truck. I try to get them opportunities. Yo, y'all want to work the truck? Y'all want to do this? Let's do that. It's so much other ways to get money. I show them, you feel what I'm saying, that even though I'm a boss, I show them I gotta go get a job right now.
Right.
Just cause.
Right.
To show you that it's other ways to get paper.
Right.
Other than doing nonsense. So that's my goal and my mission, man. I want to get my sons and get their mind right. I want to get my nephews, because it's our responsibility.
Right. Pretty much as a culture, as a whole, you just want to open up a door and open up another eye. Whereas, and listen, you ain't got to go left to go right, because we went left already. And you see what happened. Like I tell my own kids, my kids, they 32, 30, 23. I be like, listen, Pop Duke went left, so y'all can go right.
Right.
And it went over their head, and I had to explain to them. I said, yo, listen, I'm a street dude. Like your pops, I ain't never had no job, but I own, far as like, businesses and stores and shit like that, dealing with the music, with Sha, with Timbo King, traveling and doing all that, with Smooth Hug, all these rappers. Yeah, that's cool and all that. But listen, I bust my ass for you motherfuckers can go this way and go to college and get the knowledge and do something else that I haven't done.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now, like I be telling my young boys on the block, yo, listen, man, it's a way bigger picture than this. Like, no disrespect, I don't knock a nigga hustle, I don't like what they doing, but my main thing is we gotta stop killing each other.
Right.
That's my whole motive. You can get a lot of money without having to have no murders. And these dudes like, don't understand that, because now, everything is not physical. Like when we was coming up.
There ain't no fighting.
It's no physical no more. Everything is digital. These kids sit on the computer on the iPhone and get to a bag.
Oh yeah.
And then tomorrow, the bag is gone. See, now when we was getting money in these streets, the bag was all physical. You had to be out on these blocks, on these corners to do what we had to do. And no disrespect, we cherish that dollar. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like if we made $10,000, best believe out of that 10,000, 9,000 is going in tucked up, and the other 1,000 is going to the missus or whoever your relationships with to pay bills.
It's crazy because like money management is terrible. I see
it's horrible right now.
Man, I see so many people, right? They make so much paper. You know what I mean? Legal, illegal, however you gonna get your paper. I see them get so much paper and they fuck that paper up.
It's horrible. And in fact, like I told one of my men, I said, yo, dudes coming home from the feds with more money dudes that's in society that been in the streets for 15 to 20 years, and they looking at you, Wooda, like, yo, Wooda, what's the plan? Yo, pit me in the game. How the fuck Wooda gonna pit you in the game? He just coming home. You been out here for 15 years. You ain't had no absence in your whole fucking career. And you asking this man that just came home, he ain't got 72 hours home. Pit me in the game.
What we gonna do and how we gonna do it? Like what?
The fuck you mean? You supposed to have that done already, homie, when I touched down. And see, this goes back to like I was telling you, when I came home, it just so happily, my movie was already blueprinted and set it up.
It was already.
You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, 3 years, 4 years before I came home, my cousin shot Bo, and I'm like, listen, cuzzo, all that street shit, yeah, you did that. You cross the street now. Like, it ain't too many left of us. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of fake niggas, and it's like a little bit of real niggas still left out here.
It's so, like, I'm getting mine straight out the mud. Like, it's so hard to get help. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Reliable people that want to, because it's so bad. People want to run their own movies so bad, man. They'll take the knowledge from you just to be your competition when we can work together and prosper together, man. Like, you want to be my competition. Oh, how you get the clothes in the center third? I'm like, listen, man, you ain't doing your that. Help me out. Let's do creative direction. Let's do something. Let's make some moves happen.
Right.
Nah, I gotta do my thing. Then you go do your thing. You do. It's oversaturated now. We ain't making no money at all. Ain't nobody making money. Yeah,
right.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's people need to understand that we come together, man. We gonna prosper crazy.
It's more stronger.
We strong.
Yeah, that's a fact. I can take that. Let me ask you a serious question. When the judge gave you them months, because it ain't years, what was your thought? Because a lot of people don't be knowing months. Like in the state here in New York, they give you years in the state. The judge might sentence you 3.5 years, 4.5 years, 5.5 years. But in the feds, the judge be like, yeah, Mr. Woody, we giving you 197 months. Like when you went back to your cell and you like, damn, this nigga gave me 100 and such months. What the fuck?
You be crushed. You don't even know. Like when you call home and you talk to certain people and you tell them that 120 months, they just to be chilling. They be like, hey, what's that? They don't even. It don't phase them because they don't understand.
Because a lot of people never went past 34 months in their brains. So now when you hit them with that number, it's like, what the fuck? And I know when you went back to your cell, it's like, damn, what the fuck I got myself into?
And I was crushed. I ain't gonna hold you.
But I'm glad you home, man. I'm glad you doing positive, productive things. Like the world want to know what's some of the greatest things you accomplished now since you've been home. Like what you got on agendas now as far as like companies, real estate, like what you doing now?
Well, what I'm doing right now, and I got my entertainment company, All Bosses No Workers Entertainment.
Right.
I'm trying to do parties, events. I got merchandise for it. I got artists. You know what I'm saying? That I did video shoots already. Everything I'm doing as far as the All Bosses No Workers Entertainment.
Right.
But the brand is ABNW, All Bosses No Workers Through. I got the Wood Ice truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where we selling the water rights. We got the truck. It's fly, it's fancy. You go on my website, www.allbossesnoworkers.com.
Right.
So you can get and you can see all the stuff that I got going on. I love the water rights truck, man. That's gonna be international, man. I'm gonna take that all over. I'm coming out here.
Right.
Like I want to put the water rights truck everywhere. You know what I mean? And we call it Wood Ice. I just want all that stuff to work out. So they the things that I got going on. The Zabe collection coming soon, another high-end fashion label.
Right.
That's the things that I'm pressing play on right now.
So how's your clothing line working out right now? I know it's fresh, so
yeah,
is it working out good for you? I mean,
it's pretty good, man. People feeling it. It's a struggle, but when you thorough, you got people that's gonna look out and show you love. So that's what they doing. They showing me love, man. People hit me up, man. They supporting me and everything. Now I'm just ready to take it to the next level with the market. I'm ready to use my nationwide network.
Right, because we need it here in New York.
Yeah,
like I done seen V and a bunch of people rocking it. I said, man, we got to get that in New York, man. My young boys like, yo, love, when he gonna pull up with the clothing line? I said, it's coming soon, man. So I'm just happy and glad that you're doing well. You're alive, man, and you're achieving some of your goals, man. And they're looking real nice on you, handsome. I ain't gonna lie to you, good fella. You're working, baby. You're glowing. You're looking healthy. And I see you still in the gym. So what's up with the your workout situation? Like, you doing the training yet?
Fitness,
still
man.
doing
That's
the
coming,
training?
man. ABNW. I'm just my main focus is right now is the entertainment company and the Wood Ice truck. The fitness apparel and everything else is gonna come soon.
Right.
We pushing, man. 2022 is the year. My name Wooda. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I did 120 months in the feds at Islandwood, Fort Dix, and McKean, and this is my story.